Yes, we are.
Hello, guys, and we are live. Hi, my friend McKenna. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a new day. It's a Thursday. The month is going fast already, but we thank God because of this opportunity to be here, even to share with the world, the Facebook family, about our business. So, uh, I know I haven't been bringing guests, but as the year ends, is usually my tradition, a very short tradition started last year to finish, to do this uh, subject of finishing strong, because sometimes we really think that when the year is ending, it is time to start panicking and just freaking out, like I haven't done what I'm supposed to be doing, I haven't finished my goal, I haven't accomplished my goal and all that. But I like to come here and remind everyone that you can still finish strong. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you can finish strong. And as I do this, I like bringing guests. And so today I have my guest here, and she's going to introduce herself, but maybe I can just highlight a little bit of what I know about her. So this is my friend and my guest for today, McKenna. She is a Kenyan. She's gonna tell you all this, but I just want to highlight a little bit because because so that you see I know her, right? So McKenna is a friend of mine that I met this past June for the first time. Imagine our business is very global, is huge. She lives in USA, in one of the states she's gonna mention. But we met in our global convention for our business in San Diego in this June, and it was an amazing time because we were thousands of people, and out of all those thousand, I was able to identify a few people who look like me, who are Kenyans, and so here she is. And that does not mean that this business is just for Kenyans, and it doesn't mean that it's just Kenyans that I'll bring here. I will bring different people, guys, and it's not just women. We'll keep seeing and see as it unfolds. So I'm going to let McKenna introduce herself and tell us who she is. Um, she's gonna just give us her highlights, who she is, her hats, the hats that she wears, and then we'll move on from there and discuss this topic that is very, very interesting, because sometimes life gets so loud and all we need is to refocus and finish strong. And then as we do that, I want to thank you guys, whoever is going to join us, whether live or on replay. Please let us know where you're watching us from, because we know we are very global, and I like to know where my audience is coming from, and I believe McKenna too. So just comment there, let us know where you're watching us from, and also participate in this chat, because it is a very interesting chat, as I said, and we all need to refocus and finish strong. So McKenna, take the floor and just let us know who you are, just briefly, because you're going to be the main speaker. So yeah, but for you to introduce yourself.
All right. Thank you so much, my friend Regina. I just want to thank God for today, for his blessings, for his love. My name is McKenna. I was born and raised in Kenya, but I live in Nebraska, USA. I am a mom of 3 teenagers, and I am a minister of the gospel. That's my full-time job or ministry that I do. I'm a digital business owner and a mentor, and I thank God for this opportunity to be in this platform today with my my friend here as we try to bring some information out here and share our stories, because this business is all about sharing who we are and how this business is changing our lives. Yeah, back to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, McKenna. It's good to hear, our stories. And we are going to go straight to the question, because I want McKenna to tell us about herself and in relation to this topic for tonight, because sometimes, our story resonates with people out there, because sometimes people feel like they are too busy, they cannot accomplish this and that. But let's go to the questions for today, and I will ask McKenna to first tell us, as a mom, let me just read the question for you. I'm going to put it there for our viewers. But for you, McKenna, can you please tell us, as a mom and an immigrant, because you said you're from Kenya, life gets loud, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what does refocusing look like for you when everything demands your attention? Because it sounds like you're a busy mom. So, what is refocusing for you?
Oh, wow, wow. This is a wonderful question. Yes. For me, focusing means stepping back to breathe and realign myself with God's voice. That is number one. When life gets loud with children here and there, with ministry, because I serve three churches, with business, with responsibilities. Oh my goodness. I pause all the time and ask what truly matters in this at this moment. Those are some of the things that really helps me to refocus. I've learned that that not everything is urgent. Yeah, is important because sometimes we can be like trying to achieve all things at the same time. And I remember when I started the ministry, that is how I was. And especially when I go to a new church, I'm like, okay, okay, this should be here. This is how we should do it. We should be growing. And I came to realize sometimes not everything is important. For me, refocusing is about giving myself permission, Regina, to slow down, pray, and reset my priorities around my purpose, not pressure. So that has really helped me a lot, and especially with this business, it has really helped me to refocus a lot. Yeah, back to you.
Thank you so much, McKenna. So, as I listen to you, what I'm hearing loudly out of all that you are saying is that you usually, like, for you to refocus, you slow down. So sometimes slowing down does not mean like you're quitting or like you're defeated. It means that you need some space to yourself so that you can refocus and move forward and move on strongly. Especially now that we are heading to the end of the year, and I can't even believe it that it's November. It's already November 6th. My goodness, a day starts and then it ends like that. So as the day continues to unfold, the year continues to finish, let us slow down, as McKenna said, and refocus. So, McKenna, I will go on and want you to maybe tell us. Um, so many people, so many people feel guilty when they lose momentum or pause, because you remember you said like you usually pause or slow down. So
Mm-hmm.
when they lose momentum or pause their goals, what would you tell people like this who want to start again and feel like they are behind?
Yeah, thank you. That's a wonderful question. Yeah, for me, I can say slowing down doesn't really mean stopping because my journey started in 2023. Yes, I have said I am a full-time pastor, and one day something just clicked on me like, what about your retirement? Hey, what about
Wow.
your children? Uh, um, School fees for college. What are you going to do? And I was like, oh my goodness, I never thought. For the 10 years I've lived in this country, I never thought about my retirement. I was like, okay, I'm saving. And then after a while, I realized even if I save all the money that I get every month towards my retirement, there is no way I'm going to make it. And therefore, I had to slow down and start thinking, hey, laying up foundations and just saying that, yes, I really need to refine my goals again. And sometimes God allows that pause to prepare us for to greater, yeah, progress. Because sometimes you
Mhm.
can just be there thinking that, oh yeah. And I always tell people, Regina, I used to pray a lot for financial until I came to realize there's no miracle. In fact, God, the Spirit of God will just talk to me and say, McKenna, if you are not prepared, there's no miracle for retirement. You have to have a plan. And I was like,
Mhm.
yeah, I just need to restart again. And it doesn't mean that God
Yeah.
cannot provide that money, but sometimes God wants us to work. God wants us to align with His purpose. And sometimes starting again again it's not a failure where you can say that, oh my goodness, I need to restart again. for me, I need to start down again. Even when I'm
Mm-hmm.
feeling like, oh, age does not really allow me to start this business. I am not a tech savvy.
Age.
Yeah. Okay. As a minister, I shouldn't be around there on social media. And I really hated
Mm-hmm.
that so much. But I just told God, I don't want to continue carrying guilt, yeah, and fear. I just want to carry your grace over. In this business, I just want to carry your grace. And I want to say that this business has turned to be a ministry for me. So every new start is a proof that you haven't given up, yeah? And that is what matters at that
Mm-hmm.
time. God's timing redeems everything. And maybe most of the people don't really understand that. I remember the other day meeting somebody who was telling me, oh, these days we see you on social media. I think that those people don't understand that I am really God's timing. Yeah, God is redeeming everything for me. Yeah, the delays, whatever that was stolen from me, God is just taking it
Mm-hmm.
for me, is redeeming. So sometimes don't carry that guilt. What will people say? Fear. No, just carry the grace of God because you're never alone. You'll definitely be able to pursue whatever you intended to anytime. Yeah. Back to you, Regina.
Wow. That one resonate with me so well because sometimes I wouldn't say that I've not lost momentum. Sometimes even in the business, because it's a business, it's not something that just come like easily. Everything in this life is hard or it's challenging. You cannot just start something new and just flow, but sometimes you just have to make a choice on what to choose, right? Because whether you decide to get stuck or to move on, either way it's a choice and it's still challenging or hard. So for me, what I would want to add to that, when people talk of feeling guilty, or losing momentum, and then and also pausing, like the pausing that McKenna said in the beginning, that how she deals with refocusing is first to pause or to slow down. I used to feel guilty because sometimes it's overwhelming, like me being a mom. I think I did not mention that when I was introducing myself, being a mom and a nurse, and I have to do my business. Sometimes it can be so overwhelming, like hands full and overflowing, not overflowing with goodness. Sometimes it's overflowing with exhaustion. So, and sometimes it feels guilty because you want to serve, like McKenna said, like this is also a service. So sometimes you feel guilty because you want to serve, but then you feel inadequate because you cannot pour from an empty cup. And that's why you
Mm-hmm.
need to slow down, fill in your cup again. I noted McKenna talk about praying, like when it comes to what we believe, everything need to be prayed about, even our businesses. Sometimes people think it's luck. It's not luck. You have to be very intentional. Whatever practices you put in your business, even if it's to for that for those of us who believe in prayers, we pray about it. We don't just wake up and just go blindly into our businesses. You pray about it and then you do your part, and then trust God for the results, right? So, but refocusing is very, very important. So, whenever I feel like, I'm guilty about things, it's always important to slow down. Even for me, as a nurse and as a mom, I slow down and refocus because it is very, very important. So, let's go to the next question, McKenna.
Mm-hmm.
And this is going to be directly related to what you do as a pastor. So, as a pastor and a leader, because pastors are leaders, we all know that pastors are leaders in the community. So, as a pastor and a leader, how do you balance faith, family, and business, especially on overwhelming days? I know we've been talking about refocusing and slowing down, but I understand that there are those days that even when you want to slow down, you have to go and serve. You have to be a mom. You cannot quit being a mom one day and say, like, I'm taking a break from being a mom. So how do you balance all those things?
Wow. Thank you. Honestly speaking, I've learned that balance doesn't mean equal time. Yeah.
Mhm.
And especially when it comes to a business and my ministry and all that and family time, but it means the intentional presence. Like in this business, most of the time I always tell people I give like 1 or 2 hours
Mm-hmm.
every day for my business. That means when I'm there, I am doing something. Like now for this live, I am
Yeah.
doing something. When it is family time, I am intentional on that. And again, on the overwhelming days, because they are there, yeah, I always
Yes.
get back to my why. Why am I here?
Mm-hmm.
Why am I a pastor this time? Why am I a business owner right now? So I go back to my
Mm-hmm.
why. And again,
Yeah.
my faith keeps me grounded because my family reminds me of my who I am, yeah, and my business fuels my how, yeah. So those two things are very important. My family, myself, and then my business is everything. Therefore, I always invite God into it all because sometimes as human balancing is not easy for us. Sometimes you you carry more load than the other. But some days I lead strong. I
Yes.
have those days where I feel very strong. I know areas. Other days I want to rest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, both days are holy because for me as a pastor, Sundays are very busy day for me, and therefore I have my Sabbath day, which is on Monday. Sometimes I can rest, yeah, which means holy, and other days I can, yeah. That the word here is just the intentional presence. What do I want to do at a particular time? What is there at that moment? So all those things just gives me a time to balance, and I still have those days where I have to, hey, bam bam bam, remind myself, McKenna, your why, how, yeah. So all those things, they come together for me, and they mean a lot.
Wow.
Yeah, back to you.
Thank you again. Thank you again. But before you back to me, I want to ask you a question related to what you just said because
Mhm.
I hear you say you become intentional. You have to be
Mhm.
intentional and go back to your why. Can you tell our audience what you mean by going back to your why? Because some people maybe they are wondering, what do you mean by why? What is this your why you are keeping talking about? If you don't mind sharing, like just give us an example if it's not very personal about what your why is so that people can
Mhm.
relate and understand what why means.
Yeah, that question has two things there. As a pastor and as a leader, yeah. So my why is that this ministry is not mine. God called me unto it. As a mother, also is a calling that God called me unto it. In the business, I have my why. I started this business because I wanted to change and transform my life. Yeah, so when those days comes and I feel down, overwhelmed because of the business, remember we are building a foundation. We started a
Mhm.
foundation that you just really need uh to have a proper foundation for this business because it's not for me, it's for my children, and therefore my why is my retirement, my second why is my children, and my third why. I always tell people before I used to be burnout because of the ministry. Because
Mhm.
sometimes, like yesterday, on Tuesday, I went to see somebody in hospital. Today again, another person in hospital. So all those emotions, oh my goodness, sometimes it can be so hard. But this business, sometimes this is has
Yeah.
become like a breather for me. Yeah. Coming here and talking and sharing my story, that really helps me to calm down and just, yeah. So that is my why. And again, as I've said, my business fuels. That is the how I'm going to get out of where I am right now. So yeah, it's nothing much as personal. Yeah, but yeah, back
Yes.
to you.
Yes, I know that that was very personal because it's asking you to share your reason why you're doing the business. But I wanted
Mm.
the audience to hear you talk about your why because sometimes we say why, my why. Go back to your why, and somebody there very genuinely is wondering, what is this why? What is this why you guys are talking about? Like, that's a question. Like, why? what is the why in this case. So I just wanted it to be clear for people, because sometimes people wonder, what is this why you guys are talking about? So
Yeah.
maybe you can also talk about my why. My why, when I started this business, when you hear my why, like with us talking about my why, is because we talk about it a lot, because that is what keeps you fueling, your journey. Like whenever you feel like you're tired or you're overwhelmed, you remember your why. You go back to your why. So like for me, being a mom, kids are very, very important to parents, right? And sometimes, whenever, whatever we do, if you bear me witness, for those of you who are parents, whatever we do around our lives, most of the time we are doing it like we are doing it to invest for our kids. We are building a legacy for our kids. Like everything goes back to our kids and our families. So, and that's why I said, like for me, my why when I started this business was for my kids. My kids were my why. Like I want to spend more time with them, because I know they are growing, they're going to be adults, and before you know it, like they are not around you all the time. So you try to take as much time as you can to spend with them. And I realize that our whys, McKenna, I don't know if you have realized that our whys keep changing with time as we grow in this
Yeah.
business, because you
Yeah.
realize that even as you grow as a leader, because when we are here as mentors, we have more responsibilities still. So as we
Mhm.
loosen on this side, we also get to know, oh, they saw, so this something else that is my reason to continue this business. Because sometimes when you realize how many people are looking up to you, you are like, I cannot even think of not being here because somebody else, like it is always fulfilling when you feel fulfilled when you have helped families start this business and thrive. As a mentor, as a leader, you are happy to see this. So yeah, that is why. So McKenna, I want to ask you another question, which is kind of personal again. And this is, can you share, just briefly, can you share a time when you had to restart or refocus, and what helped you to keep going? Again, it's personal, so if it doesn't have to go deep, but just in case you have something you can share with us on that, please let us know. I'll put it
Wow.
here.
Yeah, this is too personal. It's making me come on emotional.
Sorry.
But for the sake of those who are listening to us, or maybe those who will listen or watch this later, sometimes I'm not ashamed of sharing my journey because somebody might find help. Yeah, so for me, when I first came or moved here to the US, I came as a student. Obviously, I thank God I was on full scholarship. And coming to, I was in the UK for 1 year, so at least I had some experience. But I always tell people Britons and Americans are different people. So when I first came as a student, I came with $200, Regina. I changed that money in the airport
You came
because I
from, you say Britain, you came from US, I mean from Britain to US.
yeah, yeah. I had lived in
Okay.
Britain for 1 year as a student, 2015, 2016. And
Oh,
then I
okay.
came here 2017. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I remember when I moved here, I came with $200. And I had left my family back in Kenya. And after 2 days, I was called and said, oh, there's no school fees. I had to go and send that money back. And I was left with nothing.
Oh my goodness.
For me, culture was something that I really needed to reset. Yeah, everything was just like starting the new
Mhm.
culture, the new system, the new challenges for me. And I remember I was doing those hard jobs. Yeah, as a student, I
Wow.
would just go and babysit. Oh my goodness, yeah, everything was new. Yeah. Everything. So most of the time when we talk to migrants and tell them, hey, you're struggling, we know all those struggles. We know how life is. For me, you see in Kenya how, hey, you're Pastor McKenna, yes? Oh, leverage. Hey, so by then you have your 2 master's degree. Hey. It doesn't matter who you are. When you come here, you just start down there, down. You are just like restarting. And again, for me, starting this business in 2024 was another restart for me. Yeah, going digital,
Mm-hmm.
something that I never used to. I wasn't a social media person, but
Mm-hmm.
oh, I had to do it because I was like something was pushing me. McKenna, you have to do something. You have to change your life. Yeah, there's no miracle if you don't. You have to do something. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have talked about the why. So that's why it really helped me to keep going. And because I wanted to create freedom for my family and help others to do the same. So prayer, consistency, surrounding myself with people like you, Regina, and other people, other mentors, our global community, all those things, all those people, they have made all the difference in my life.
Yeah.
And I can say that makes the restart easy somehow, though you have to do a lot, but at least you know there's somebody to talk to in case of any challenge. Yeah, that that's the life. And but I just want to thank God. Yeah, back to you.
Amen. That is a good testimony to hear
Mm-hmm.
how, like, it's really good to hear that, because not that I'm happy that you are down. Like, I'm imagining you had $200 and then you had to set it, so that means you are left with zero, and you're in a new place. That was, I think I would feel so stranded and not even know the next move. But that's where the community comes in. And even if that time you're not in a business, you are able to get into community, like surrounding yourself. I heard you say surrounding yourself with the people that are going to, I'm just paraphrasing, that are supportive. And at the same time, you also learn to be supportive, right? Even if, let's say, somebody was not supportive, when you're surrounded by such people in such a time, you also learn to become that team, team player in the community. So
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say here, or to conclude here, is that we need each other to grow. We need each other to keep going. Even in this business, we still need each other. And that's why we come here every time, tell you about our business, because as we grow our businesses, we also would love to see you also grow. Sometimes there are people we know, some people we don't know, but whenever we see, as I just said, whenever we see a family, get start the journey to revelation because of starting this business, it is our joy, because we reach you out because you're our families in the social media, because it's in the social media, and of course some people in person. So I know this topic can be going and going, but I want us to conclude there. I don't know if McKenna, you have anything to add on that. Maybe just conclude by just highlighting something about mindset, so that
Mm-hmm.
any person out there who is thinking of this business and who is thinking like finishing strong is almost impossible because it's already November. Just
Mm.
just share a little bit as you conclude, you give your final words on mindset and how can somebody still finish strong. I know the month is almost halfway, and then it's going to be December and the year is over. So just highlight something about mindset, because mindset is everything. I know we've been talking about that, but just remind our audience, please, and then we conclude.
All right. Yeah. Thank you so much, Regina. Yeah. So we've talked a lot of things about life and how life can be, whether you're overwhelmed or not, where you are. But the most important thing for you to get to where you want to go, it is your mindset shift. Because the biggest shift is realizing that progress is better than perfection. You don't
Yes.
have to feel like, yes, I got it. I have everything figured out. You don't need massive blocks of time. You don't have all that time. But all what you need is just consistent moment uh, of movement, because um, for you to move is very important. For you to do something is very important to know where you're going. But sometimes we are like, oh, I don't know where to go. Everything starts in your mind. There's something, Regina, that God has been reminding me this week because we go for TikTok Live. God has always been reminding me this week that God multiplies movement. not hesitation. When you
Yeah.
start moving, even towards your goal, towards changing your life, your mindset, to have that shift, God honors and multiplies your movement. So, a journey of 1,000 steps, that one step to say, I just want to change my life. And I always tell people, start small, stay faithful, yeah, and trust that every step forward, even if it's just the tiniest, it's still progress in your life. And therefore we always tell people this business is all about 80% is mindset and 20% is the system. The system is really good, but are you ready to change your life? Are you ready to move from that cocoon and say, hey, today I want to have a shift in my life? God is calling me to do this. So are you ready for that? So if you're ready, take that leap of faith. We always say that yes, with our business, we have only two simple steps to follow. The first one is just to go to the website there. You can see www. There's no other way for you to get into this business. And the website that you see here, these are our own businesses. We manage, we are managing our own businesses. So the first thing, if you go to Regina there, www Regina, you can type that on a browser and it will take you to our website. That's the first thing. Once you register with your name and the email, you'll be able to receive that free webinar. Take time, watch it. After watching it, there's a fee of 149. It's a one-time fee. It has a 30-day guarantee. You can get your money back once you get in and realize, oh my goodness, Regina, this is not something that I would like to do. You can
Yeah.
always get your money back. Otherwise, this is a business that is really changing lives. Before we came for IBA, I saw somebody just post 215K, six
Wow.
strong figures, yes, in this business. And we are getting there. We are
Yes, we
changing
are.
our lives. Yeah. So don't just stay there, be afraid of, hey, what is this business about? Always feel free to ask questions. We just
Mhm.
be where you are, we were there. But we took that step of faith and God multiplied our movement. Look at us where we are today. Otherwise, God bless you so much. If we are doing it, you can do it. Just take that step of faith
Yes.
and yeah, register today or reach out to Regina. God bless you, Regina. Back to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, McKenna. Thank you for your time, even explaining to our audience how to get started in this business, because sometimes people might be there wondering. So now, after you have said all that, then if I'm interested to learn more about this business, how do I get started? Just copy one of those websites and register with just your name and email address and watch that free webinar, which means you're just watching information about the business to learn more about it, and then you make a decision on whether to move on or not. And if not, we still want to see you come on our pages and season and get more information, because sometimes you don't just talk about business. Even if it's about business, it's linked to our lives and we give tips. So guys, thank you so much for joining us, whether live or on replay. Remember to let us know where you are watching us from so that we can also see how global we are. And then McKenna, thank you so much for your time, for taking your time even to be here. I know you're busy. We already know you're busy. And especially the week is coming to the end. So I know you pastors are usually busy towards the end of the week because they are preparing for the service, and there are so many meetings towards the end of the week. So I really appreciate your time out of your busy schedule. And with that, I would wish that we close there, and I'll be back here tomorrow. Remember, for those people who are on my page, I'm doing this topic about finishing strong, not perfect. We don't have to be perfect, but I'm just reminding everyone out there, let us finish the year strong. Go back to your goals, refocus, and let's move on, because we still have time. If we can redeem it properly, we will finish strong. So may God bless you all, and we will see you tomorrow. And McKenna, I will see you behind the tent. Is that what they say?
Yes, by the 10th.
Okay, guys, have a good time. God bless you.
All right. God bless you.